Saturday showdown. D+ Kia versus BNK Fear X.
Yeah, I looked and Fenrir had his glasses off again. He's trying to put them on again. Poor guy, Effort's laughing at him the whole time. Maybe the whole situation will, lighten the nerves a little bit, ease the nerves a little bit as we do go into this one. So Varus is going to be banned away, Orianna. I don't think we're going to have as crazy of a situation like we had in our first series where all sorts of things were getting through, like the Rumble, the Varus. Probably just more standard bans.
See what the next ban will be here after Varus and the Jarvan. The Rumble, unlikely to be banned by KT Rolster. So they could ban something else. They can even ban like a Xin if they are really wanting to even out the jungle. They'll ban the Karma. I thought they were in a position to say, if you ban Rumble, then we get the Karma, and otherwise, and then look to maybe trade what they prefer, but ultimately they will leave it to Nongshim to likely ban the Rumble. Cassiopeia being banned is pretty interesting, as that's very much a new trend of being first pickable, and I think BDD is a great Cassiopeia player. The Lucian, however, will go to Fenrir. I mentioned this before, the pick I associate with him, even though so far this season in his Academy squad is 0-2 on the pick. And they also leave over the Ashe and Seraphine. The Ryze will be picked here first by Scout, and then the Ashe will come. I don't think we're going to see a Lucian Seraphine lane, if I had to guess.
No. I feel like if you're Nongshim, the option is maybe you take Melio away, but they might just fight fire with fire, get a good bot lane for themselves, and try to get Ashe Seraphine, as you were talking about.
I think Ashe Seraphine is playable
Or
in the Lucian
not.
lane, but this is a bit of a change-up. A significant change-up, in fact. Bard is available, so I suppose that's what they're thinking about here. Emilio will definitely go over to Effort here. Keeping the lane simple, that's for sure. But again, a lot of power in this 2v2, especially into a non-Ashe Seraphine lane. As they're using this time, I think, to think about what they want to do for the counter pick here for BDD. It might just be a Nivea, but a Nivea Lucian doesn't really spark joy unless you can really hit those walls. Like, if you wall constantly perfectly and set up the Lucian in the mid lane to get those picks, it can work, but it's otherwise kind of risky and your damage profile gets weird. I much prefer this, which is just a little bit more firepower. You already don't have great engage because you have a Emilio comp. This fixes that problem. Ah, yes, the Nami Ezreal. It's kind of rising up a little bit.
Yeah. Might just be the choice. It gives you a bit more lane presence compared to something like a Nico, who can do a little bit of damage but doesn't offer a lot of sustain and can sometimes just get collapsed on and die.
There's a lot of power with Nami bubble into Lucian, because when you gank the Lucian lane when he's up there, after he dashes, you can place the bubble really wherever you want. It's unique in that way, since it's not like a lined skill shot. If you place it well, you can force a flash, you can get the Lucian knocked up, and then you can follow up with the jungler there. So it's very good into Lucian, not to mention, of course, Nami's synergy with every AD carry and how she empowers them and the sustain that's provided. Wukong, Annie, a classic that Nongshim Red Force do not want to experience. So they will ban the Wukong away.
Yeah, Wukong piloted to great success by Owner in game number 1 of the first series. Definitely feels very strong on this patch. Vi going to be taken away. I wonder if the Lee Sin also gets taken away from Cuz. Annie Lee Sin, tons of pressure. Lee Sin very strong as well on this patch.
We'll see if the final ban here is also towards the jungle here for Nongshim Red Force. So the jungle pool might get thinned out pretty heavily here. It'll be the Pantheon, which is great into Ezreal. Point and click stun going to connect if you can line it up before the shift goes off. And is great with Lucian Milio in the 3v3 on the bottom side. So do we ban a strong blind top pick, or we go deeper into the jungle? It's going to be the Gnar. Game 1 drafts fairly predictable here in the LCK. I think the Ezreal Nami was a little bit of a curveball, but otherwise everything here makes sense. Lee Sin, the most flexible jungle pick left available, strong with the Ryze.
Yeah, and you got to deny it as well. I think the second they don't ban it and they ban Panth, you just got to take it away.
So what are we picking here? Obviously you have the jungle answer, but you will have to blind the top lane. And with the Gnar ban, I thought maybe Perfect was just going to play Renekton, but it will ultimately be the Scion ban. So just looking for a bit of a front to back here with the burst damage of the Annie and the Lucian. And the Scion is great into Ezreal poke because it just takes so long to take him out. And with no Lulu here even, they're just looking for the Nefiri pick. It's great into Ezreal because you can follow him and get on top of him. Also great into Lee Sin.
Yeah, feels pretty strong. Didn't want to just pick like a Xinjiao straight up into the Lee Sin. So I think Nefiri is definitely one of those picks that's still relatively meta. That would work well in this situation.
See what the answer here will be. The Gnar band away. Just gonna play Cassante. I was like, you can go two ways, right? You can match tank, or you can play something like a Renekton. Try to put the pressure on, try to get some early leads up there, and be an additional CC threat. Both of these comps ended up being a little bit weird because on one side, on KT, you have the burst damage of the Lucian with the Annie setup, so it feels really easy to play. Well, the Scion is kind of at odds with it a little bit because it's setting up a front to back that I think most of the time you're not really looking for KT, but it's also in its own isolation good into the Ezreal. Ryze Lee Sin, fairly strong. The Cassante here isn't going to lose lane or anything like that, probably, unless an accident occurs to the Scion, so fairly safe pick. But front to back with the Ezreal can always be a little bit awkward when there's a tank in the front line. But they have the Ryze to shore up some of that extra damage. It's going to take a while. Like the Ezreal 2-item spike doesn't hit as hard into a Scion, but when the Ryze 3-item spike comes through with Actualizer, it gets a little bit more interesting. I don't think this is going to be a one-sided game unless something goes wrong on the 2v2. I think this could be a longer game. I think this could be a back-and-forth game where the gold lead stays relatively low here. Both of these comps are trying to do similar things.
Yeah, very curious to see how this one is going to go. I'm also a big fan of all the Cassante coming back after some of those indirect buffs over and over. He's feeling better and better, so we see a lot of prio there. And also excited for Fenrir. First game here at the LCK. We'll see how he does as we hop onto the Rift for game one. All right, here we go. Game one of match 72. And Lucian is definitely a pick. You know, we saw Peas just like straight up flash on his opponent Lazyfield in game number one, playing Lucian. I feel like it's a pick. You kind of have to play with confidence. If you're sitting back and you're just, you know, poking at them, you like throwing a W and maybe you dash in once, I feel like you're not getting full value out of it. So definitely need to see him step up big time in this first game, which will be on the Lucian.
I think that there's a certain simplicity to playing Lucian Milios specifically, as we're going to see Summoners traded.
Yeah, not respecting the damage out of Ezreal and Nami just yet, especially with the lethal tempo. Effort and Fenrir are going to be pushed out of the lane.
I think when lethal tempo is the rune choice here and the exhaust is available, it's really tough to actually look for those trades. I think I almost got caught off guard by the exhaust. And once the lethal tempo starts stacking, you're just taking damage as you run, as we saw. And it might have even been worth it to flash to, you know, get away from some of that damage. We're only at level 1. Fenrir's going to get a lot of this health back, but guarantees level 2. And a pretty awkward lane state here for Effort and Fenrir, who went for this early Lucian pick in the first place. And this is also the type of play from Diablo that you expect, right? Like, he goes exhaust because he wants to win hard. And Sponge is over here. They want to do something early in the jungle.
Yeah, it's just another episode of Let's Bully the New Guy.
Yes.
This happens all the time at the LCK. And you're playing Lee Sin, so if you're not doing it, it's a mistake. Coming down here, let's see what Sponge can manage. Effort trying to block the Sonic Wave in the front. The barrier comes out. Fenrir flashes in, trying to trade on the Lehens. He will not be able to. First blood already going to go over to Diablo.
Yeah, I think he was likely dead in every situation, but wanted to go for the kill there as the aggro was being juggled, but it's just not enough damage. So he goes down, which is the worst case scenario, because if Everett had died, you're like, okay, well, at least he can get some of this wave. He is getting none of it. And it's a 21-9 CS score here. As Effort, I guess you got him there.
Got him.
I mean, Fenrir is back, so this is actually starting to become a little bit relevant. Fenrir eats that Q, and then Sponge goes in. And there's so much damage is absorbed here by Lehens. He flashes, does not hit that last shot. Diablo also flashes, which arguably not 100% necessary there, but does it just to be safe. 2 and 7 on the Ezreal. A crazy number considering how good he is at this pick. That's actually almost hard to believe.
Yeah, he didn't join Nongshim that recently, but also BNK Fearix were struggling before he left, so
It just feels like
that's part of it.
in all of his Ezreal games, you're like in awe by it. Not all of them, but most of them. And I guess thinking back on it, there were a lot of games we commentated where we were like, yeah, Diablo played really well, but it wasn't enough. As I think people forget, as the narrative has changed with Taeyeon beating him, that he was really good even in those losses. People do forget that, or act as if they have. He's been so good all year long. I do think that the strategy employed here with the winning Ezreal lane and the early Lee Sin dive was very good. And now Fenrir is going to find out what it's like to play in the LCK 700 gold down at 4 minutes.
Yeah.
800 gold down at 4 minutes.
Wait for it. 850 gold down.
I mean, we're just going to go down now.
At 4 minutes.
Because he's going to get these minions.
Yes. But for a moment there, it was a very large lead.
Also, plate goes over, so it's actually still close to 850.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any shenanigans?
Yes. Tons of shenanigans up here.
The life of a top laner. I'm glad I abandoned that life long ago.
You know, we had a good run. We had a good run for like the first half of the year, first 5 months or so, right? A lot of cool counter picking. We got Yorick back into the meta. Saw some Aurelia.
I
Vayne.
miss Rascal. You know
Aris
what?
top.
Rascal was like, it's a tank meta, I don't care, I'm going to pick Lee Sin and get solo kills. Miss Khan, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to play a tank, or I want to play a tank really well and let my bottom lane get ahead.
I just feel like the second you buff Doran's Helm, it was already so good for this champ. It's like a little bit troll if you're not going to pick him more often.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Cassante is just, in general, really strong, and every top laner has great mastery of him at this point, so I think it's always a safe pick. A little bit awkward in this draft, but it is going to, you know, be a solid brick wall that Diablo and Scout can play through later. Okay.
Denied.
Oh, almost hurt him, sort of.
Yeah, like
The observers haven't
just a little
followed
bit.
this.
I'm not sure why we're watching this all too much. To be honest, I would like to see
I want to see the bottom.
the bottom lane.
Yeah, I want to see Cuz gang.
I want to see the new guy, you know? He's going to get exhausted, but it's all a bait to set up for Cuz, who just goes untargetable there for a moment, and then goes in on a Lehens, who did not have his flash, and was an easy target, and they take him down.
And the kill goes over to Fenrir, so exactly what you want with that play here from Cuz. As back to the top lane gameplay, King a nice sidestep.
So, Wolf, Fenrir is like a wolf, right? It's like the name of a wolf.
Yeah, I think so.
What? Like, you should know this, right? Because you're a wolf.
Well, I mean, just because my name is Wolf doesn't mean I know like about.
You know about all the
mythological
wolves,
creatures.
like, yes?
I mean, like,
Yes, I
I'm
think
a
you
little bit
do.
more well versed about like Cerberus, but Fenrir. I mean,
Yeah, like,
it's
what's the
it's like a
lore?
fire canine type thing, is my understanding.
I thought that was Cerberus.
Cerberus is a multi-headed.
Oh, is that just like the dog from hell or something?
It's like I always thought Cerberus was like the three-headed dog in Harry Potter, basically. Like that's what that's what that dog is based on, is Cerberus. So
Is it not?
I always thought Fenrir was specifically attached to fire, but that might be like a Final Fantasy thing. As we have a bit of a gank here.
Yeah, Sponge on the Lee Sin lands the kick. Fenrir is still going to flash on in and die. Now, effort getting over to BDD, but trying to run away from Arise can be pretty difficult. Going to drop the bear. Will BDD. Here comes Cuz as the bubble, and all of the CC chain does come in. Cuz is looking for the resets as Sponge is trying to deny it, as just cue the music. I mean, this is going pretty wild now as Cuz will pick up the kill, but also BDD did die.
Yeah, I think this is definitely pretty heavily in favor of Nongshim here, as see if Cuz can. At first I was going to say stop these backs, but maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he would prefer not to interact with them, as I don't know if he likes that 1v2. But they won't commit as Fenrir gets back to the lane. And he's 20 CS down. So dog, no dog, fire, no fire.
Yeah.
He is not going to be that deadly right now. Maybe a little bit long in the tooth, as they say at this moment in time.
What?
You know the saying "long in the tooth"?
Who says?
Are old?
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard "long in the tooth"?
Long in, nobody says that. I think you just created this right now.
No.
Long in the tooth?
I want out. I want out
That's
of
not a
Fauna's
thing.
wild Fenrir ride, man. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't study my
Long
mythology
in the
before I came to LCK today. And anyway, flash forward here from Cuz wants to get those resets. Tries to outplay Sponge here. Fenrir also flashing and still not finding what he was looking for. A bit of a messy one in this fight. As Fenrir is down his flash
Yeah.
for a second time, and it's a dangerous place to be. Yeah, see, it's an idiom. Be long in the tooth. Old when it's being
getting
old. But I thought it was based on like dogs' teeth getting long. And you ever seen like a really old dog's tooth that's like very damaged and yellow and very long? Canine's tooth.
He's a little long in the tooth to be wearing a bow tie, don't you think?
What a sentence.
That's a good example. Thank you for that. So we do have an update from Ox, Daniel Ox Harrison. He said, Fenrir is a wolf from Norse mythology, son of Loki. He's massive.
Oh, he's Loki's son?
Yes. He's massive, a literal big
Why
dog.
is he playing? He's betraying his father by playing for KT Rolster instead of playing for Hanjin Breon. I don't think the age is lying.
Wait.
I think Ox is lying. All right, Diablo's pushing through.
It took me a little while to get it just because Roamer's been playing recently.
Yeah, no, I
was
know.
like, oh yeah, Loki is on that team.
Well, you know, maybe Loki had to take some time off because apparently his son is getting ready to play in the LCK.
That's crazy. I didn't know he had a son.
Well, the ages don't line up.
Yeah.
As Exhaust again, and Cuz is here.
Yeah, it's just another bait to try to get in on this one. No flash on Diablo. He is so super giga dead. I don't even think the TP is necessary, but BDD does come down and helps out, I suppose.
Super Giga Dead.
Yeah. It's kind of like boom boom damage, you know?
Yeah, okay. All right,
If you just say things more, it just like
I think
doubles or triples the effect.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. Like, you basically mean they had no escape. He wasn't going to get out there no matter what. Like, he's 100% dead. There's, like, no chance for him to survive. Because I think, like, with death, especially in League of Legends, which is literally ones and zeros, it's either you're alive or you're dead. I don't know if you could be, like, more dead than dead. Like, Giga Dead and dead are the same. But in this case, when he was alive, he was extremely soon to be dead.
Yeah. I
So
mean, that's
soon to be is
kind of what I meant, you know? It's
okay,
like
just making sure.
he's definitely going to die, you know, as opposed to he's got a chance to escape, which he didn't. He didn't have any chance to escape.
No, he
so
didn't.
he was super giga dead.
Yeah, he was super Giga Dead. I see what you mean. Okay, got it. Well, he's, as you said, super Giga Dead here. I don't know if BDD really needed to do that, but I guess maybe they didn't have vision of Sponge, so he wanted to make sure. He wanted it to be Giga Omega Dead. So he tried for it. We'll lose a little bit of farm as a result, but the gold lead here for Scout is from that kill earlier. Uh-oh.
Oh, BDD, smart to it. I mean, there's actually a decent amount of vision that Cuz got in their own jungle. So he's like, well, they're not that deep, so they could be very close. So good respect from BDD.
Sponge is here. He's like, now it's my turn to hide where BDD can't see. BDD has vision on the top side, but Kingan's coming down. He's so aware.
Yeah, BDD in a lot of trouble, but here does come the Scion. BDD dies so quickly. I mean, the damage they have underneath the turret was actually absurd. As Cuz is like, well, I'm no Fenrir. I'm just a small dog here compared to that, and he's going to have to let him die. Meanwhile, Fenrir is going to die in the bot lane, and Diablo and the Hens do collect that kill.
So, so how dead was BDD in that moment? From your...
It was kind of similar. I mean, he didn't have his flash at that moment, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
He also knew... Yeah, he did not. He also knew Kingan was coming down.
This is also super Giga Dead. I mean,
yeah.
It's a little bit less so because he had a little bit of help. But
this is like the worst part of this is Perfect actually also commits his ult to try to turn this play around. Like, he's like, maybe I can figure this out because it seems like Kingan is definitely coming, and then... Because he was proxying, and then he just... dies as well. And then Finnerer is like, he can't even get to his turret. So I don't really know what's... Everything is a disaster here. Like, the Fury can't bail either lane out, even though she was between them. And because it's the only gold lead on the map, well, powerless in that situation. And KT are looking super giga omega behind.
Yeah.
At 3,500 gold deficit here.
Wow. That sounds very behind.
Yeah.
I mean, for this state of the game, it makes sense if you're already 3,000 gold behind. Also, your Lucian is not doing what it's supposed to do. I feel like Ezreal Nami in general can be a decent response, but I don't think it's supposed to be this one-sided. Meanwhile,
Hey!
Fenrir picks up kill number 2.
All right. I was only 1,600 gold behind. A few more of those.
Loki would be proud.
Absolutely. I really think Ox was telling a fib earlier. Just don't think the ages line up. I don't think that could be possible.
Yeah, Loki doesn't seem that long in the tooth.
No,
Yeah.
certainly not. He's quite short in the tooth, actually.
He's got a short tooth, I would say. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so BDD jumps out of the brush. They get a kill to Fenrir. He is getting closer to relevance in this game, but like I said, he's going to need a lot more than that. A few more of those. And this comp can burst people down. Like, it's an Annie-Lucian comp here that has the Nefiri, who can, if you get that first kill, obviously kind of pop off in a team fight. But they're so far behind that it's hard to find those moments where you actually can pop out of a bush. Instead, your jungle's getting taken away because you are pushed in under tower by an Ezreal. Cuz is just not able to farm the jungle right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Not again. Not like this. No! Oh, he's dead again. Effort as well. Just kind of burns down to the Lee Sin. And yeah, just like that, I mean, they were kind of the wardens of the mid lane turret. Now they're gone, so the turret is as well.
Yeah. They were all that was left to defend as BDD's also so far behind here that he's like hiding behind his turret, hoping that they're not going to make a pass on the top lane. As Diablo just comes in here and presses his buttons, hits everything. The barrier looks like it's not even real. And then Kingen just also pops out, and Fenrir is dead. But if he was playing more safe there, he'd be even more behind CS. Like, he'd be like 60 CS down right now. A Flame Horizon might be on the cards. So you got to farm where you can. Like, that's the last bastion of hope. Was like, I got a little turret here, maybe I can... No. They said no, and this game is well and truly off the rails. Lehen's a little bit squishy. They're trying to find kills for Fenrir.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying to posture very aggressively, but the issue is that Diablo already does so much damage that it's like, yeah, you do damage as well, but the second you're done with your combo, the Ezreal just chases you down. The stun, very nice here from BDD. Diablo gets quite low, but he is able to get out at least with his flash.
Maybe Fenrir is thinking he dangles himself out like a carrot on a stick. Diablo might overextend, but he does not get to kill a scout.
Yeah, it's kind of been the way it's gone for Fenrir mostly in this game, where they found success. And yeah, Scout's like, no, I'm the raid boss. You guys don't have enough damage. You don't have Tibbers.
He's super giga omega alive.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, that's well said, Wolf.
So you're gonna. Oh no! A tragedy. Yeah, but it doesn't.
But it was a tragedy. Yeah,
it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Sponge didn't fully drive it in.
Yeah.
Do you ever like play F-Zero? You retire like at the last 50 meters of the race.
Yeah.
First place. In F-Zero 64, if you crash your machine before it explodes, you can actually get a speed boost and get across the line there. Maybe that's what Sponge was going for.
Yeah. He crashed the car right in front of the turret. I mean, I don't see how you could interpret it any other way, Wolf.
Yeah. I guess that's what it means. This game is a little bit wonky, guys. We are talking about Fenrir in a fictional sense in terms of mythology, but also in a fictional sense as if he's Loki, the player who's about the same age as him, son. Because he is 2-4 in this game and 2,500 gold behind in his debut game because they had a bit of a issue in the laning phase where they fell behind and Sponge ganked repeatedly. And so it is very difficult for KT to have a competitive game. And if you're just tuning in, Aiming had an emergency health situation, so they had to emergency sub him in. He wasn't ready for this. No one was ready for this, but Diablo, I guess, because he's having a great time. And KT are trying to hold this dragon here, third of the game. Perfect.
Definitely still a... Okay, and it's going to go the way of Cuz. That's actually an objective bounty. King is really trying to go in. He's quite tanky, and he's just trying to keep them around, essentially. The culling doesn't do a whole lot as the bubble finally comes in. Perfect has to flash with the Mikhails. And the stun not even really going to do much, and they can't even chew through the Cassante. They can't even get through the first part of dealing with this team fight. And, okay, here we go, Sponge. He's got the lineup. They're all against the wall, and Sponge locks him down. And Cuz is like, well, maybe I get it. No, you don't. And he doesn't get a kill. Fenrir, no! No! Quadra kill for Diablo, by the way. Just going to finish this one off and kind of put KT out of their misery.
I love how we are like, the game, it's like quadra kill, and then it's like, what? +5 slow resistance. Because it was stolen, by the way, and all of this craziness by Cuz, and they got the bounty, and then the ensuing fight was, run away! Oh my god! That Cassante is coming towards us. Sponge on the flank here, and the culling is soaked by, what was it, Super Omega Giga Alive Rise Scout care. He run orbs behind them. And this makes it very difficult to retreat as the Cassante is still running towards them, right? And then Sponge is able to hit BDD, and then watch this kick angle. Oh my god! At least Fenrir is able to get out, but that's only temporary.
At least it wasn't the dead body that he that he kicked. We didn't get to see that.
I've been waiting to see that.
Yeah.
I like how like people are dying alive and like, no.
Yeah, go back to the replay, actually. I kind of want to see that kick again.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Honestly, we don't need to watch the rest of it.
Nobody died, surprisingly, in this live exchange. It looked like people were going to.
Yeah, Nungshin were pretty deep in the jungle. And KT were like, you can't do that. And Nungshin were like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to overstay our welcome, at least.
BDD.
All right,
might be able to flash
a lot
in.
of damage, actually, as he went a little bit too far forward. The Sonic Wave not going to land.
There he is.
There you go. BDD throws everything at Diablo, but he does survive.
A little bit facetious. Okay, hold on.
I think the exhaust was on BDD, right? Got the stun there on onto Sponge. And now they're just chasing them down again. Very difficult to get away from this composition, but Perfect's still going to live somehow. So maybe they run at the Baron instead. Yeah,
I think that's likely the situation that we're going to have on our hands, especially with Realm Warp available. They just go straight to it, and Cuz he has Smite coming online. These health bars are fairly low. This is a little bit risky, but I think they have enough front line.
Oh. Well, you can only dodge so much, you know? I don't blame Cuz. Nice try. But, yeah, that angle of approach.
I'm ready for game 2, Valdez.
Yeah.
There's only so many gurgling noises I can make in this cast here.
Still thinking about Carrie dying on the Tom Kench.
Okay. It's done. We'll see what else Fenrir's got up his sleeve. As like I mentioned, this is not his best pick this season. That would be the Ezreal, which is now fearlessly banned, so that's not great. But Yunara, maybe on the cards, Yunara Lulu lane. No Lucian anymore because he played it in game 1. Maybe he could stabilize there. As he had some okay moments, right, mechanically, but it was just the snowball that was rolling. And Lens is a veteran, obviously, of 2v2 lanes, and Diablo feels like he practically is because he's just so good right now. He was forged in Challengers.
Yeah.
He's ready to just take this game by the horns and finish it off. Except I don't think there are any horns on the KT roster. They're kind of shaved off already.
No Alistair either. Oh, so it is what it is. You know, can't always get the horns. Sponge is just mid. It's like, this is where I'm going to push. As they're trying to get everything into Scout, he just goes golden. Diablo pretty low, though, but a lot of CC over the wall. Cuz barely going to survive that. But a nice little angle from KT at least.
Scout just not even really under any threat, despite the attempted pick on him. He's just so tanky, as we've talked about all game long, but at this point, it feels like it's not even a meme. He's just extremely alive, as Scout is going to now help finish off Perfect.
All right, actually going to punish them here. Lehens goes down. The kick doesn't really do anything. BDD going to survive. And now in goes Kingen, as he is quite tanky, but can't take everything up. Sponge now going to get the execute on the Scion as everybody follows up with that. And one Mystic shot is going to take down Fenrir as Diablo puts him in his place. Cuz also gets followed up there very nicely as the cleanup from Lee Sin, Ezreal, and Rise is always going to be fantastic, especially from this far ahead. Nongshim dominate a game number 1, and it wasn't very close, Wolf.
No, it certainly was not. Again, for Lehens, hard to quantify what it means when he's back, when won a shaky game against BNK yesterday, pulled that one off, beat DNS the series before it, and now is beating a substitute here for KT. As you can see, Diablo very clearly the highest dealing damage dealer on the Rift here in this first one.
Yeah, he had a fun game. I think straight from the get-go, level 1.
이제 상대 공부터 다 받아서 이제 끝내자 그냥 바로.
계속 가자 계속 가자.
내가 끝낼 생각해. 나 봐줘 이거 미드 봐줘 미드 봐줘 미드 봐줘. 물린다 나.
딴 데부터.
타워 깨고 다이브 보자.
타워. 나 애니 배달 되고. 타워 한 대, 타워. 애니.
천천히.
타워부터.
싸움 괜찮아.
아 볼게.
루시안 노플.
가는 중.
루시안 노플. 애니
나
노플.
이거 탈게 나.
루시안 노플이야. 루시안
우리
노플.
사이언 때려야 돼.
루시안 노플. 죽었다.
야 사이언 살짝 괜찮다.
나플이 잡고
아,
끝내자.
나이스.